Closed captioning brought to you by KPL, doing what it takes to keep the lights on.
Too good to be true, credit card offers are sending many college students straight into credit trouble. Students are continually bombarded with credit card sales, representatives on their way to classes. This is leading students into large debts because they don't read the fine print. If they miss one or two payments on their cards, their interest rates could go up and they get a late fee. Watch groups encourage students to look for credit cards with low interest rates and, most importantly, pay at least the minimum balance on their cards and pay it on time. Fleetwood ESIM out of Mississippi is recalling some cigarette lighters. The lighters have child resistant mechanisms that do not work. Young children may be able to ignite the lighters, presenting fire and burn hazards. The lighters are red, blue, orange, or clear. Stamped into one side is the brand name UG. You see it there spelled on your screen. A label on the back of the lighters reads, "Warning, keep away from children and made in China." Consumers should stop using the lighters immediately and return them to the store where purchased for a full refund.
And now, here's Chief Meteorologist Dave Relihan with your Storm Track 49 forecast.
And Dave, we know you've been very busy in the Weather Center trying to forecast what is coming our way tomorrow.
Well, it's pretty obvious, actually. Tomorrow afternoon and into the evening hours, we'll be very active in the Central Plains with hail, high winds, and a few tornadoes. Certainly in the cards, it looks like. Right now, we are quiet and dry. We'll take you back to the afternoon hours. A lot of moisture streaming northward last night and into today allowed for some ominous gray cloud cover out there, but really nothing too threatening whatsoever. And we had a brief little sunset there, a little color after the gray. 62 degrees right now at Westridge Mall, 93% the humidity. Winds are east at 8 miles per hour. And the pressure 2984, rising at least temporarily. Highs across the state were warmest over southern Kansas, 79 in Wichita, 81 in Dodge City, with the 80-degree mark found in Emporia. Then you cool down to 64 in Concordia and 69 at Hill City. And this cool front, or warm front, depending on which direction it's headed, has settled once again from the area around Kansas City right through Topeka and into the Salina area. Cooler to the north, warmer to the south, and it looks like throughout the nighttime hours this front will pretty much remain stationary and allow for the contrast in temperatures across Kansas, really dividing the 30s and 40s in the northern plains from the 70s over the southern plains throughout the day today and tonight. A lot of Pacific moisture streaming out ahead of the storm system that has now pushed into parts of southern Nevada and southern California, and ahead of it they are seeing some scattered showers in the southwest, but really not much going on right now in Kansas. Some scattered showers trying to go up in Oklahoma. Earlier this morning around Washington and Marshall counties we had some severe thunderstorms. Those continue to work their way to the east through Missouri and into Illinois. Currently some hefty thunderstorms in northern Indiana and northeastern Illinois. Now for tomorrow morning there will be a chance for rain to our north along the frontal system and to the north of it. In fact, there is a chance for a few thunderstorms to fire roughly from around Hiawatha back into the Clay Center area and back into central Kansas tonight. But I think during the morning hours, most of that will have lifted off to the north and east. But it's during the day we're going to watch this cold front make its way into the Central Plains. It's really not packing a lot of cold air, but it certainly is the mechanism that will fire off the thunderstorms in central Kansas. And there is a good likelihood that we're going to see severe thunderstorms throughout the plains, a moderate risk for severe weather from Nebraska and Iowa, western Missouri, most of central and eastern Kansas, down into Oklahoma, and for all practical purposes, much of the Central Plains will be under that threat for severe weather. And for tonight, 62 for our low. We're really not going any lower than where we are right now with mostly cloudy skies around. Then for the day tomorrow, thunderstorms are a real good bet, especially from 4 o'clock in the afternoon until about 9 o'clock in the evening, with a high expected around 78 degrees. Saturday will be dry but windy and relatively mild with temperatures in the 70s, keeping those 70-degree highs around through Tuesday. And we'll bring back the chance for rain Monday night, Tuesday, and into early Wednesday. Obviously not raining the whole time, but chances for rain off and on there. So tomorrow is really the kickoff to a severe weather season across the Central Plains. Looks like the first major outbreak in quite some time here in the central U.S.
It really does. Something to watch, most definitely, but that weekend sure is looking nice.
I may point out, too, that the storms are moving tomorrow 40 to 50 miles per hour, hard storms to chase, because they're going as the crow flies, and you got to follow them on existing roads.
Exactly. Be careful, right? All right. Thank you, Dave. Well, heart disease strikes millions of people every year. We'll kick off our brand new Healthy Topeka segment with a look at the killer disease and how one hospital is helping Topekans live healthier. We've got this news from your neighborhood when we come back. Bring you a brand new segment called Healthy Neighborhoods, a feature promoting healthful living here in Topeka. Tonight we explore heart disease, the leading cause of death in the U.S. News Source 49's Stephanie Rodriguez shows us how a local hospital is teaching people to minimize their risk.
Gene Beeson isn't your average senior citizen, but maybe he should be.
Helping everybody else.
Gene works out 5 times a day, and at 66 is probably healthier than most people half his age.
Now, you walk your pace. I won't walk you. If you have to drag me around the track, then drag me around the track.
But he wasn't always this health conscious. It took a triple bypass surgery to get him motivated.
You think you outfigure the doctors, and I took no medicine. Most people think they can beat it. If you live long enough, you're going to get it.
But experts at the new Cotton O'Neill Heart Center say education and new technology are the key to curing heart disease.
For many years, you just kind of shrugged it off, and people would go ahead and have that big heart attack. I think physicians are getting better at diagnosing problems and seeking early intervention before the heart attack occurs, getting people in to have tests done, get them in to see the cardiologist. We're not waiting like we used to. If you want to walk, you got to swing your arm.
Here at the Cardiac Rehab Center, doctors can be found writing out their prescriptions on the track with recovering patients.
Hey guys, what was the topic of class today?
Doctors say taking control of your health means exercise, a healthy diet, and getting motivated. Gene says it worked for him.
I mean, you just set your mind to do something, and you do it.
Stephanie Rodriguez, News Source 49.
The Cotton O'Neill Heart Center is hosting an open house this Sunday from noon to 3. The address is 929 Mulvane. You can stop by for a free blood pressure check. Jeff, the Scarecrows have a new head coach.
Yeah, they are preparing for next season. We'll introduce you to the new coach coming up in a few minutes. And the Chiefs quarterback search takes another step forward. Today they wined and dined Steve Berline. That story plus round 1 of the Masters coming up. But first, McElroy's Major League Scoreboard. Enjoy.
You're watching your neighborhood source for news. Now, here's Jeff Herndon on sports.
The face of Topeka Scarecrows hockey is changing. New owner, new league, and now a new head coach. Bliss Littler will lead the Crows next season. He has coached in the American West Hockey League, the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League, and the USHL. During his meeting with the press today, Littler expressed his vision for the Topeka Scarecrows next season.
I'm certain that
to become one of the elite programs in the United States Hockey League on and off the ice as quickly as possible. And that, you know what, it's easy to say those things. One coach, 2 coaches, 3 coaches can't do it themselves. 7, 8 people on the marketing side can't do it themselves. It's from the ownership, the leadership, all the way on down to the very last volunteer that you have to make it an exciting event for the fans.
Meanwhile, the Crows lead San Antonio 1-0 in the best of 5. Game 2 is Friday night at San Antonio. The puck drops at 7:20. Topeka's first home game of the series is Sunday night. That game is scheduled to start at 6:05. It is not the start Kansas City was hoping for. In just 2 games, the Royals have given up 15 runs, 20 hits, and a grand slam. The good guys looking for some relief today. Game 3 with the Yankees, bottom of the first, Dan Reichert on the hill. Paul O'Neill goes deep. Solo shot gives New York a 1-0 lead. Now the Yankees would not score again. They didn't have to with Mike Mussina on the mound. Bottom of the 3rd, Carlos Beltran, not today. Top of the 7th, D. Brown at the plate. Here comes Mussina. No. He strikes out 3 in 7 2/3 innings and gives up no runs on 5 hits. And on a day when Kansas City gets great pitching from Reichert and Jason Grimsley, the Yankees' pitching is just a little better. Royals lose 1-0. Take away O'Neill's homer in the first, and Reichert was pretty good today, giving up only 4 hits in 6 innings. The Royals' home opener is tomorrow afternoon against Minnesota. The Chiefs are still looking for a few good men to play quarterback. Today, Kansas City interviewed former Carolina QB Steve Berline. The 36-year-old was a Pro Bowler for the Panthers in 1999. He tossed 36 touchdown passes that year. Carolina released Berline after 3 seasons. He is coming off shoulder and elbow surgery and is not expected to be 100% for at least another month. The Chiefs do find a cornerback today. Kansas City signs former Bronco Ray Crockett to a 6-year deal. In 7 seasons with Denver, Crockett had 502 tackles, 17 interceptions, and 2 touchdowns. The Jayhawks have a new linebackers coach. Johnny Barr was hired today, replacing Mark Farley, who left to become the head coach at Northern Iowa. Barr comes from Arizona State, where he spent 4 seasons. Before that, Barr was the defensive coordinator for Oklahoma State. With all eyes on Tiger Woods, who is 1 green jacket away from 4 major tournament wins in a row, the Masters teed off today at Augusta National Golf Club, and we pick it up with the ceremonial first tee. Byron Nelson and Sam Snead get the party started. Here's Tiger Woods on number 7 for birdie. Woods finishes the day 1 at 2 under par. Watch amateur James Driscoll on 16. The chip for birdie. You could call him the Sandman. Driscoll shoots a 4 under 68. Your leader after 1 is Chris DeMarco. His first Masters birdie putt on 12 is good. Then on 15, I wouldn't show you this highlight if he missed. That's nice. As we check the day 1 leaderboard, DeMarco is on top with a 7 under 65. Angel Cabrera and Steve Stricker are tied at 6 under. Phil Mickelson shoots a 5 under 67. 4 golfers are tied at 4 under.
All right. DeMarco wearing green today. Interesting,
Wearing green. We'll see if he can hold on. There's a long way to go in the Masters.
Definitely is. Thanks a lot, Jeff. Fun to watch, though.
Yeah.
Well, kids are putting their heads together and coming up with some super science exhibits, and they're not afraid to show them off. We'll take a closer look after you check out tonight's winning lottery numbers. Good luck. Well, here's a look at the stories, some of the stories, I should say, coming up in tomorrow's Topeka Capital Journal. Local high school students testify in support of a bill that would allow the state's high schoolers to design the Kansas commemorative quarter. Get the details on that in tomorrow's legislature section. The Downtown Topeka organization hosted its monthly breakfast at the Hayden Building. Learn more about the monthly event by reading Friday's business page. And Arthur, a live adventure, I should say, premieres in Kansas City at the Midland Theater. More on that in the weekend section for all you Arthur fans out there. Coming up on Nightline, the latest in the spy plane incident between the U.S. and China. That's tonight on Nightline after Seinfeld, right here on News Source 49. Finally this evening, if you missed this at 6, here's another chance. Some elementary students exhibited their fine schoolwork today. From 5 to 7 this afternoon, students from Whitson Elementary invited the community to view social studies and science projects. Some of the projects included hand-powered electricity, experiments with eggs and milk glasses, and the building of a miniature dam. And I'm getting a lot of grins here in the studio for that, what I just said.
I didn't hear it.
Sorry out there.
As you should, I suppose.
I guess so.
We'll take a quick look at the 49-hour forecast, bringing thunderstorms into the area in earnest tomorrow afternoon and evening. It'll be out of here, though, by Saturday. Severe weather is likely tomorrow, so at least think through the steps for severe weather safety.
Definitely. That's something serious to talk about.
Right.
All right. And the last sports note.
Yeah, the Royals are playing baseball tomorrow at Kauffman Stadium. Do yourself a favor, Jip work, go out there. They're starting around 1 o'clock.
All right. We'll see you back here tomorrow.